The outrage is building in Israel tonight after 6 hostages were killed in Gaza, but Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu shows no signs of backing down. Israelis took to the streets demanding a ceasefire deal to bring the remaining hostages home, but Netanyahu remains defiant, refusing to concede land along the Egyptian border and promising that Hamas will pay for the hostages they kill. Tonight, we've learned one of them had family ties to North Texas, and Sydney Percy is here with more on that perspective.
Chris, one of those killed hostages, Carmel Gott, she has cousins here in Dallas. I interviewed one of them, Liel Slifer, back in January, just 4 months into this war. Tonight, Liel is in deep pain, grief, and shock after learning just this weekend her beloved cousin was among those hostages killed in Gaza. It's all too raw for her right now to go on camera, but she still wants you to hear her cousin's story. In Israel, funerals are underway for the hostages killed. And protests are underway for the hostages still in captivity. The mounting heartbreak and anger in Israel comes after officials announced 6 hostages were found shot and killed by Hamas in Gaza. One of them, 40-year-old Carmel Gott, whose cousin Liel Slifer,
it doesn't get easier,
lives right here in Dallas.
It's horror.
These are moments from my interview with Liel back in January. When we met, it had been 117 days since Carmel was kidnapped.
And it feels like the whole world is just forgotten.
She told me then Carmel was an occupational therapist who reportedly taught yoga to the children held hostage with her to keep them calm.
Our job is to bring them home.
Liel fought hard for 330 long days to bring Carmel home, until she learned Saturday she would never see her again.
An absolute gut punch.
Joel Schweitzer is the regional director for the American Jewish Committee in Dallas. He worked with Liel to share Carmel's story across North Texas and the nation.
I know it's important to her that Carmel's story and the story of all the hostages continues to get out.
Israeli officials say tonight there are still 101 hostages in Gaza. Joel told me people can support Liel and the families of the 5 other hostages just killed by advocating for the release of all the rest.
Even as they learn the terrible result about their own families, want nothing more than the release and freedom for those who are still captive.
And a lot of Israelis are angry with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu right now. President Biden told reporters that Netanyahu is not doing enough to free the hostages. The president claims he is, quote, very close to presenting a final hostage ceasefire deal to both sides.